Democrats moving closer to a vote this week on the nomination of Richard Cordray to head the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. However, more than 40 Republican senators signed a letter stating they will oppose any nominee to the Bureau until the structure of the agency is changed. Louisiana Republican Senator David Vitter of the Senate Banking Committee joins us this morning with more on that. Senator, good morning to you.
Good morning, Carl. Good to be with you.
This has been, he's been a divisive figure even before this nomination came about. We knew this would be contentious no matter what. Is this more about him or more about the structure of the Bureau?
No, it's virtually all about the structure of the Bureau. A lot of conservatives, including me, have grave concerns that this is a new super bureaucracy with absolutely no checks and balances on it. And we're very concerned the power that would be given this single credit czar. And it's not just over mega banks or mega institutions. It's over anything that involves a payment plan. That could be your dentist, your vet, your neighborhood electronics store.
Are there any changes or fixes, in your view, to the Bureau that could be done without spoiling the spirit of the Bureau? I mean, we're coming off of a month where Occupy Wall Street has been outside our doors. The president gave this very consumer-driven speech in Kansas yesterday. Can the spirit of this thing remain intact?
Absolutely, and we have very clearly specified 3 requested changes, all of which would leave the Bureau and a focus on consumer affairs intact. So we're not dismantling it by any means. 3 very specific changes that would put appropriate checks and balances in place.
Some might argue, look, given the way finance works and the integration between finance in this country and government, you can't leave this to a committee. You can't leave this to a board. You can't have 5 to 4 votes all the time. You need to have one person who can make unilateral decisions, and if it's not going to be the previous nominee, let's make it Cordray. Why is that not a legitimate argument?
Because a board, first of all, would represent the regulators who understand different aspects of financial services, and you can have a 5 to 4 vote and you can move forward on that. That doesn't avoid a decision. You can do that, and other groups, other comparable agencies like the SEC have that. Other comparable agencies like the SEC have appropriated funds from Congress, so there's some oversight. They have safety and soundness checks. So those are very fundamental things we're asking for. They don't destroy the notion of the new Bureau at all.
If the changes you're suggesting took place, would you vote for Cordray? Is he okay as a nominee in your view?
Absolutely. If the changes would take place, I would vote yes. He's not who I would have chosen, but I'm not president. That's fine. But if the changes take place, I will vote yes.
And how do you think this vote's going to come down, given the fact that 40 Republican senators have signed this letter?
I think it's clear it's not going to move forward. So I hope the administration comes in good faith and works out these solutions to improve this agency so we can move forward.
Have banks leaned on you to make that happen?
A lot of folks want these sorts of changes. In fact, the administration originally supported the notion of a board, not a single credit czar. The Treasury Department completely supported that notion. So there are a lot of folks who want these changes.
And are you concerned at all, just the public perception of opposing this way? I mean, we're coming off of a few weeks here where a settlement between the SEC and Citigroup has been turned down by a judge who, the judge says these things cannot be reduced to a simple fine. That Judge Rakoff said these disputes need to be resolved in a more hardy manner. How much liability are you exposed to because of your position?
Well, I agree with that sort of ruling. I agree with that sentiment. I'm not sure how it translates here. What I'm trying to do here is protect consumers ultimately, because as it's styled now, this one-person, all-powerful credit czar would have unbridled authority. And again, we're not just talking about mega banks. We're talking about any business that has a 4-part or more installment plan. That could be your dentist, could be your vet, again, could be your neighborhood electronics store.
Senator, appreciate your time. We'll see how the vote comes down.
Thanks, Carl.
Senator Vitter.